For the first time since he ascended to the throne at the start of the year, King Salman of Saudi Arabia at the White House, his hosts trying to reassure him one day after Barack Obama got confirmation that he has the votes to override a congressional veto of the Iran nuclear deal. Let's cross to correspondent Philip Crowther. What is the latest on that score?
Well, we do now know that Iran nuclear deal will go through, despite just a few minutes ago another key Democrat in the Senate coming out against the Iran deal. This, though, is, of course, a crucial foreign policy victory for Barack Obama, and it is a loss for the visiting king of Saudi Arabia, King Salman. He would much have preferred for the United States not to have this rapprochement, not to come up with any deal with Iran. Iran is the big foe for Saudi Arabia, as it is for Israel at this point. And that is why this is about reassurances on behalf of Barack Obama and on behalf of the White House during this visit of King Salman to Washington. They will be discussing that nuclear deal. And as is often the case when two countries don't get along, especially when it involves the United States, well, they can always help that little bit with some military support. There will be more military support, not necessarily announced here today, but we know there will be more from the United States for Saudi Arabia, both in the fight against the Islamic State organization, where Saudi Arabia is part of the US-led coalition, but also in the military fight that Saudi Arabia is currently waging in Yemen.
You mentioned Yemen, that air campaign against Iran-aligned Houthi militias. Washington has been slowly, though, Philip, raising concern about civilian casualties, it seems.
Yeah, slowly but surely, but not necessarily in public in front of King Salman of Saudi Arabia. We've just heard from both leaders in the Oval Office. They gave some opening statements before their meeting there, and there was no mention from Barack Obama of any civilian casualties in Yemen. This might be discussed in private. That we don't know yet. We might find out at the end of this meeting in a few minutes' time. There is timid support on behalf of the United States for this Saudi Arabia air campaign against the Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen. There is some financial support and some military support there as well. And this shows the complexity during which these two countries are meeting. These are Iran-backed rebels that they are fighting partly together in Yemen. Of course, Iran is the country that the United States is getting closer to with the Iran nuclear deal, and that is the main worry for Saudi Arabia, and that is certainly the main part, the main criticism that will come from the Saudi delegation today here in Washington.
All right, many thanks for that. Philip Crowther reporting from Washington.